Hello and welcome. My name is Dawn Colby. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in North Carolina. I wanted to show you this card today using the Christmas season stamp set. I know the holidays seem far away right now, but people are getting ready, and why put it off if you can get it done early, right? Less stress during the holidays. That being said, let's get a little bit of business out of the way. So it is celebration time, and everything in this catalog is free with a $50 or $100 purchase. If you make a larger purchase, you can combine items. For instance, this sheep stamp set and sheep dies. If you place a $100 order, you would qualify for both of those. And just so you know, the sheep dies are as supplies last. So if they run out, they will not be back in stock and they will be gone. So if you're thinking about them on the fence, I would go for the sheep dies. I'm thinking maybe next week I'll do a sheep card so you guys can see those. If you place an order with me through the end of this month for $35 or more through my online store, I will be sending you next month the Subtle Shimmer Sequins from the mini catalog. The August host code is H463EZPZ. I couldn't have planned that better myself. My store is at dawnsearlyinkings.stampinup.net. My blog is dawnsearlyinkings.com. And you can reach me at dawnsearlyinkings@gmail.com. Now also, if you do place an order of $150 or more, please don't use the host code. Please, I want you to get your Stampin' Rewards that you earn by placing that large of an order. So I will still know to send you the free gift. The other thing is, if you place an order or orders in a host order for $300 or more, you get this free stamp set. It's called In Your Words. Some very good sentiments in here. Hope your day is fantabulistic, fabulous, and fantastic all in one. Or life is full of ups and downs. Hold on tight. I kind of like that one right now. I think that's good for us. And then also, if you're interested, if you'd like to join Stampin' Up!, if you're going to place a $100 order to join Stampin' Up! Is $99 plus tax. There's no shipping on the starter kit. You get to pick out $125 in product when you do join Stampin' Up! Once you become a demonstrator. Your first order and your orders after that qualify for a minimum 20% discount. So that's just something to think about. And during celebration, which goes from now to the end of September, they're letting you select, with purchase of the starter kit, one of 12 bundles from the mini catalog. And there's information here in the celebration catalog if you have it. If you don't have it, let me know and I can send you the celebration catalog and the mini catalog. Or if you just need more information and want to contact me, I can help you with that. Okay, so on to the card. All right, so this is today's card. This is the stamp set. It's called the Christmas Season. And there is a bundle with dies. There's some really nice label dies in the die set. We are not using those today. So we are going to be using the Words of Cheer stamp set for this this greeting because it fits in this circle. This is the Christmas Season stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set. And we're also going to be using the Tasteful Labels dies. We're going to use this die right here to cut out the Sending You Christmas Cheer die. Now this would also work as a winter sort of holiday birthday card, thank you card. So you could, it wouldn't have to be a Christmas card or a holiday card. You could make it fit, but it is kind of masculine. It would fit a masculine card style, so that also works. And masculine cards, I know for me, are hard to come by, or hard to, I have a lot of flowers, let's put it that way. We're also using the Timber die on this card, which gives us the grainy, well, it looks like a tree. Okay, so that, let's get this out of the way and we will get started. So I'm going to stick that there. I'm going to stick this here. And I'm going to grab that one and this one and this one. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw an X on our cardstock so we can get the pattern. All right, so all I did here was I went from corner to corner and just did a line about in the middle. You're not going to see it because of all the brown. You can erase it, but I don't think you're going to need to. I did not need to. And I'm not going the full length of the cardstock because basically this is directional mostly, and just to get things kind of centered on the card. Okay, and to get the center of the card. Ruler can go away. We don't need that any longer. This stock is 3 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, so it's a square. So I'm going to take my soft subtle ink. Pardon me while I clean my stamp. The more detailed one we're going to do with the early espresso. All right, so what I did was I went about 1/2 inch from the center with the bottom. Let me get my Stampin' Pierce mat out because these are photopolymer. That just gives it a little extra cushion. Okay, so I'm going to go about 1/2 inch, and I'm just guesstimating, up from the middle, maybe 1/4 inch, and I'm going to stamp. And I'm going to do that again over here. So I'm just basically turning, and you're going to have a lot of ink here, but again, you're not going to see it because of this, the center of the grading. I wasn't sure if I stamped that or not. Okay. All right, and we're going to do one more. All right. Let that dry for a second. Close my ink pad. Okay, so now we're going to take our early espresso and we're going to stamp, and it's kind of hard to do it without looking right over the thing, but kind of line it up over. And we're just gonna repeat. That looks pretty good actually for not putting my head on top of it. And again. And again. How many of you like the 2-step stamping? I think it's really easy and it's really quick. It just makes me happy. I don't mind coloring. I never used to like coloring, but I do like the coloring with the blends. So now we are going to take and use Mossy Meadow, and we are going to stamp this little pine branch next to each pine, kind of next to each pine cone here. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to do it about in the same position. Go. All right, and then we're gonna take and clean this off a little bit. I'm gonna take this leaf here. So we're done with the Mossy Meadow. And we're gonna take the Pear Pizzazz ink pad and we're gonna stamp this leaf kind of over to the side, kind of to fill in. You know what? I got a line right there, and that was my bad. It's because I have the ink, the stamp on too big of a block, and that's my fault. I shouldn't have done it that way. And we're just gonna stamp. Oops. You know what? I missed one. You guys were probably telling me you missed one. All right, there we go. So now, whoop, let me close this. All right, so now we're gonna do that, that, and that. That way we have some red peeking out, kind of making a splash. Next thing we're gonna do is we are going to take a scrap piece of paper. I'm going to take the word stamp here. We're going to go back to our early espresso. And okay. So I'm going to take just a little piece of Post-it tape, or a facsimile thereof. So I've got my mini stamping and cut and emboss machine, and I am going to send this through. And there we go. I'll put this over here. Okay. And I just love those that effect on the side of the die. I think that's really pretty. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take I really hate that I did that. Oh well, and see, there's the pencil marks there, but they're going to be covered up by that circle, so we're good. Okay, so take my seal. I'm just going to stick that there, kind of in the middle, as best we can. Whoops, no. Okay. There we go. And so I've already taken and run this through. This is early espresso cardstock, and I've already run it through the timber embossing folder. Hope you can see that. I just figured it would speed up our time. So this is Mossy Meadow cardstock, 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Goodness, where's my bone folder? There it is. I see it. Okay. I am all askew again. Okay. So, and I cut this to 2.5 by 5.5, but because I ran it through the embossing machine, it may be a little longer, and I may have to trim it off. Let me go ahead and glue it down and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of put it flush against one side, kind of in the middle. And stick it down. Nope, looks good to me. Hopefully it's straight. There's a little more up here than down here, but I think that'll be fine. So now this part, I wasn't sure about popping it up because I'm popping up the middle. So I don't know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and stick it down. And I'm going to put this down here, and hopefully I can get my twine to cover that. I need to get some, I think I need to get some more blocks. I have them all, but sometimes more is better. We'll see. Okay, after all, it is celebration, right? It's a good time to get adhesive and things like that if you want any of the free items. That is a good time to pick up some of that stuff. Cardstock, adhesive. The other thing I know I need to get is some more of this grid paper. I like using it. I might get some of the smaller grid paper that goes with the Stamparatus. I haven't decided. All right. And actually, I shouldn't have taken these off yet, but I'm going to set it down like this, upright. I'm going back to what seems to be my favorite embellishment of the month is this Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And I'm going to take out, let's see, cut it about here. So that's about 16 inches, give or take an inch, maybe. And then all I did was I just kind of went like this and like this. And I just kind of laid it diagonally across the way here. Now you can, I took a little bit of Stamp and Seal Plus and put it, because I know that the circle is going to cover that, just to kind of stick that down. And I'll trim this here in a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to take this and put this in the middle. Voila. So you can kind of move that over. So I'll hide that a little bit. You could probably even fray the end a little bit here, just to kind of make it look a little rustic. It just depends on your style. Okay. All right. So what I did here on this one, so that's the one we're working on. So then I also, see, I'm not perfect, and I'll be the first to admit. I did another little design in here, so we'll do that on the inside layer. So the thing to remember here is that this is a landscape card. Now we're going to go back to some of these other stamps. So we're going to do the smaller, we're going to do the same thing on the inside, but we're going to use the smaller smaller pine cones. All right, and so we're going to go back to the soft suede, and we're going to stamp like so. And we're the darker with the early espresso, like so. Hopefully that will lighten up. And we're going to take do that. And we'll do that. Close the Mossy Meadow. That was Mossy Meadow. Sorry about that. I lost my words there. And then we're going to do some more berries. Berries here. And then we are going to take and stamp happy wishes to you and yours. Now we're going to stamp those in early espresso. Make sure they're upset right. There we go. Sure the fingers aren't inky like it happened on my other card. Yikes. Stick that down. Oops. There we go. It looks like I got a little something over here. I'm just going to try to get it off with the sand eraser. I've heard the secret with these is to go both ways, not to just do it one way. So it does seem to work better that way. Sometimes it's hard to know if it's a speck of dust or some cat hair or what. But so there it is. It's the sending you Christmas cheer, happy wishes to you and yours. I think that's a cute card. And again, it would go for masculine. You could do a birthday. You could do a thank you. It would fit a lot of things. So you can go to my website to dawnsearlyinkings.com. I'll link to it in the description below so you can get the measurements of the cardstock and everything I used. And links to the supplies that I also used. So thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate your time, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.